Richard, so the Lyft
Sure.
thing spawned this in my head. I personally value like flexibility and owning your time a lot when I look at jobs. And I've got a friend who's, I don't want to put his business out there, but he's figuring out what to do next, like, you know, in terms of career, like where he wants to go. He's got a lot of wide open options. What do you value in a gig? Like, is it, would you work 9 to 5 in a cube for a lot of money? Would you use less money to say work from home? Would you, like, is it a challenge that you look for, flexibility? You want to be able to, if you need a Tuesday afternoon, you want to just take it because like 9 to 5 doesn't give you
I've
that.
thought about this a lot, and then I apologize to everybody who's going to be like, Richard, why don't you just give him a straight answer? Well, I feel like you are at different points in your life and can or need different things, right? So for me, sometimes you need the structure of a 9 to 5, and you need to be able to just turn that switch and not have to deal with work, right? Like now that I work for myself, and I have two businesses that I work for myself, and I have one business that I'm a salaried employee that I have to show up for. And that's the worst scenario. Don't ever do that because the pros of working for yourself mean that you can take off hopefully whenever you need to. But on the flip side of the coin, you're always working. You really need to figure out to how you can separate. For me, I needed a separation from home life and work life. So even if it's carving a section of the house off where that's only where I work, but when I'm in the living room or I'm in the bedroom, there's no TV, there's no computer work or phone or whatever. You need to be able to separate that stuff because mentally you'll burn yourself out and it's so frustrating. You're always on, if that makes sense. But there's something to be said for punching a clock, right? Because 9 to 5, man, that weekend is awesome. Because 5 o'clock on Friday, you're like, man, I got college football Saturday. I could go do this. I could jump down to Florida if I wanted to and go hang out at the beach for the weekend. I don't have anybody blowing up my phone. But then, there's the gratification that you get for working for yourself. I don't know, man. Like you talk about Lyft, it's so funny because a lot of those guys, I'll talk to them whenever I'm riding around with them and everything, and they're always like, more times than not, just extremely happy to be able to set their own hours, and they flip the switch. Ironically enough, because they're driving in their office, and this isn't an ad for Lyft. This is actually just me realizing, oh wow, that's kind of cool because it kind of takes away from what I was just proving as a point was like I work from home because I do internet stuff or I work in an office, but in a car you can flip that switch and turn off the office and then go home and still set your own hours and everything. I think that's the biggest problem that I have is being able to differentiate home life from work life because it's consuming me. I work all the time. I mean, like, and I know, like, as I get older, as I get like to the point of marriage and kids and stuff, I've got to figure that out because right now I'm a madman. I am go, 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 go all the time. And I need to be able to shut that off. But I do really enjoy what I do, please, like, don't take it as like, woe is me, because who wouldn't want to get paid to go wingsuit, or go do this explosive thing or go do this or that. I mean, I have a really good life in that sense where my job isn't physically demanding at times, but mentally it can be exhausting because you're nonstop. There is no separation because I mean, your computer and your phone's always there. So for me, I don't know, man. It's a very political answer to say, but it's hard. It just depends on what point in your life you're at or where you're at in your life, because some people need that structure. I loved working construction, man. At one point, I was working construction from 5:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon, and those hours were great. I mean, I hated getting up early in the morning. I love to sleep, but there's something gratifying about just being forced to get up early in the day and then just carpe diem, man. I'm just like, I'm doing something, I'm building something today. And then as soon as I punch that clock, man, when I go home, if I had a beer or whatever it was, man, I slept good. I slept hard, man. I just like I hit that pillow, I was out. And maybe it was the physical labor, maybe it was the structured environment, maybe it's a combination of both. But now I find it challenging at times because I'll wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning and go, oh man, I need to put this on my to-do list. I need to do this. I need to do that. And because I have so much stuff going on, if I like my memory is shot. If I don't take and I do a notepad of things that I need to accomplish in a day, it's like anywhere from 50 to 80 different tasks that I need to accomplish in any given day. If I don't write those down when I think about them, forget it. Forget it. So it interrupts my sleep cycle and stuff like that. So I mean, there's pros and cons to both. I mean, the risk and reward, right? I mean, I wouldn't come close to being financially as successful working for somebody else as I would probably for myself. So you just have to weigh those things and what works best for you. So I think right now I'm okay with working for myself and somebody else, but it's the best of both worlds. It's the worst of both.
The question was, what do you value most? Like, what do you want? Like, what's the situation you prescribe to yourself?
I just went on a rant and I didn't even answer the question.
I didn't get it out of there, but it was all right. Yeah. So what do you value in a gig?
Dick. It wasn't even a rant. You're such a nice. That's.
I think we should all take note of how little I interrupted. Because that was wild.
Right here. You should also take note of Richard is such a nice guy that he referred to that nice, measured, uplifting thing as a rant. Just because you talked for a couple minutes. Like, that was, I don't know, I think that's funny.
So what do you
value?
Just
a genuinely nice guy.
So just to answer your question, what do I value in a job? I think physical labor is something that is great for me. I love just being physically exhausted at the end of a day. And personal gratification. And this is the thing that kind of probably gets to a lot of people is that gratification of not even a job well done, of just completing a task. And even if nobody acknowledges it, but if somebody does acknowledge it, it makes it worthwhile. Especially if you're helping somebody, like, be it in the customer service world or whatever. That's why, like, people who work in customer service, like, be it waiters, bartenders, I've bartended and everything, and I love it, man. People who are helping you throughout your day, enjoy your time or whatever. I just feel like that gratification goes a long way, and that's kind of like what I look for. What we do in the entertainment side of stuff. I enjoy it.